I kind of figured out that if I use my phone, which was what I was doing, and the computer, that's where I get problems because I'm signing into the same Zoom account. So one account will boot me out and the other one will stay on. So,
It says it's
and
live.
all right. So we are live, looks like. Yeah. Hello, hello, everyone.
Howdy.
So it'll,
Today's a standing day.
you're back killing you.
No, just all sorts of issues.
Uh, hello, Miss Kim. That's Kim Burris checking in. Gloria Garris is here. Hello, Gloria. Malena Montoya. Hi there. Claudia Lautenschlager. Hello, hello. We got Diane Watson here. Happy Saturday. Becky Spencer is here. People are
Hello,
checking
everybody.
in. This is my third Zoom call for today.
Oh, did you have your uh, Treasure Hardy's meeting?
Yep. So we did that earlier this morning, or actually this afternoon. Then I had one work call, actually a few work calls over Zoom today. So yeah, it's been another busy Saturday. So hello to everybody coming in. Um, Thank you for joining us here today. And as you all know, we are working on our butterfly quilt for the Tula Pink butterfly quilt number 2. And you all know her. She needs no introduction. She is my quilting bestie. This is Miss Tiffany.
Howdy, howdy.
And she today is, well, she is way ahead of me because she is starting to put her
Yeah.
blocks and butterfly together. So I'm doing
I
my half
didn't do
square
it on purpose.
triangles. I got 130 something half square triangles to do. So I'll be busy doing that. But good afternoon to everyone coming in. Let's see, we got Becky Spencer, Joanna. Hi, Joanna. Nice to see you again. Don Stewart is here. Diane Wilson is here. Shelby Allgood. Judy Abernathy. Sharon Lewis is here. Marilyn Idika. Linda Fugate. Hello, hello. For those of you checking in. And Barb McKinley. Hey, Barb.
No, sorry, I was talking to Scott. I forget that you're in my ear.
Okay. So I am doing half square triangles. Again, Tiffany, as you can see, is starting to kind of lay out the butterflies or lay out her blocks together
The sections. Yep,
or
yep.
the sections.
And you literally have to put it on a wall or a floor, just an FYI for everyone. And you're really going to have to watch the book and the row at the same time. And you'll have to go back in the book too, because it'll say like 4 intersection blocks. Well, there's 4 cross blocks. Some look like floating crosses, some look like whatever, some, you know what I mean? So you got to go
Yeah.
back and make sure that the size. So if one is 6.5 by 6.5, then you know that's the right one. It definitely needs to be paid attention to, and the angles. So it's best to just lay it on a wall or a floor or whatever.
So thank you everyone for the birthday wishes.
Yes, happy birthday.
You know, I feel kind of insulted because I
I can't
have,
hear you.
oh, is my mic on? Did we lose each other? Looks like we may have. Are we frozen? We might be frozen. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, hopefully she'll get reconnected on. But hello, Delia. Okay, I got two of
Is it
those.
good? Okay.
Oh, are we back? Looks like we're back.
Yep. You kicked
Okay,
me off and then I came back.
so
I don't know what you were saying, but
um I got an email this morning from Costco saying that I now qualify for the senior discount at the pharmacy. I'm
that's
like, am
funny.
I that old? Wow. But you know what? I will not be afraid to use it because some of my medications are pretty darn expensive.
Yep, I would use it.
Thank you, Gloria.
I guess no matter what I do, my pieces are touching the same color. Darn. Oh well. It's not like I was really planning the layout and how it was supposed to be. I was kind of just making things up as I go.
Well, isn't that what we both do anyway?
Pretty much. All right, I think that's correct. I have to look at it like 10 times. You guys are going to see my back a lot today. Okay, I think I got it.
That actually looks, hmm, that looks good, actually.
That's right and that's left, I think. Yeah, no, that's left on the top and right on the bottom.
Thank you,
Woo!
Denise. Everybody's just saying happy birthday. I have yet to hear from my mother today.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine waits till nighttime to call me too. She wants to make sure I'm not busy doing anything because she knows I sew or work during the day, you know?
Do, 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 do. Hello, Denise. Hello, Lydia Brown. Thank you, Marilyn.
It would be
Thank
nice to
you,
have an iron
Zaza.
on. Put some birthday cakes in the chat.
I wish I could have a piece of cake right now.
All right. I wish I could too, but I really got a stomach ache.
Do, 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 do. I think I'm getting the hang of this rotary cutter here.
Was that that heavy duty one?
The Quilter Select. It actually feels pretty good. I don't know if it'll ever replace the Martelli, but I will use it now. now that I kind of got the hang of it.
Well, I would use it. When you buy something, you should use it.
Well, for the price I paid for this, yeah. But there's a lot of stuff that I buy and I don't even use it, and I don't know why I buy it in the first place.
I used to be that, and now I'm not. All right. How was this again? Up one faces this way. Then it was two. Then it was two, three. Oh, one. Okay.
Do,
See, you
do,
got to really keep checking
do.
this chart. Definitely gonna throw me off.
Half square triangles.
Well, yeah, putting them in, so that they're not the wrong way.
I should actually just chain piece all of this in instead of me cutting, sewing,
Each one
cutting.
individually.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't do that. I chain pieced all of mine.
You know, 136 half square triangles sounds like a lot, but it's really just 68 of them.
Yeah, pretty much. And once you start putting them in, like I'm doing, it really doesn't seem like a lot at all because the other parts and pieces are so much bigger.
That's true. I was kind of looking at the diagram and I'm like, where do we even put all these half square triangles? The only part I don't like is having to square up each one of these.
Yep. I just use the slotted trimmer thing that I hate. I used separately the um scissors to cut the dog ears off though. Because I always get the whatchamacallit, the rotary cutter stuck in the slotted part of the slotted trimmer.
Oh. Hey, Shirley. Let's mess around to it. Okay. Oh,
This.
gotta press that. Hi, Joyce.
Howdy, everybody joining.
Okay, so what exciting news happened this week?
For who? You? Me?
For both of us.
Well, for me, I was playing on the long arm. That's so exciting. I'm so excited. And if
What
you look in
quilt?
the Facebook group and my Facebook group, you'll see a thumper at my feet at the long arm because he just likes to be in my way.
Really? That I gotta
Yeah,
see.
Scott posted a picture. He didn't want to move. I even nudged him and he still just stayed right there. So I told Scott, take a picture.
Whoops. Camera shot it. Let's see. Can I share the picture?
Oh, you have to share screen, huh?
Oh, look at Thumper.
Yeah, he kept coming back. Every time he'd get up, he'd come back and he'd be right at my feet again. And then he'd get up and go do something and he'd lay right where I'm going to step. He does that, and it's so frustrating. And then Scott will yell because he'll see it and he'll be like, Thumper, he's right there. Watch his tail. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. That cat. He won't lay on the
Oh,
quilts and he won't jump on the long arm or anything, but he'll definitely lay at my feet while I'm working.
I'm loving the blue sneakers there.
Oh, I'm supposed to be wearing them, but because those are my in the house shoes.
Uh-huh.
And well, let's just say it's hard for me to wear shoes in the house because everybody sews barefoot and, and long arm quilts barefoot, but it's killing my feet. I definitely need to start just wearing my shoes. I bought them specifically for in house.
That's so cute, though. Okay. Anyone else making this quilt? And where are you guys with it? Or am I the
And
only slowpoke?
while they say where they're at with it, why don't you tell us how exciting your week was?
My week was, well, okay. Here's what happened. First of all, I was kind of bummed out on when did they play? Monday or Tuesday? Because my brothers, again, they were part of the Little League World Series, but they got eliminated. So today
What?
was the championship game, and they were not part of that. So we were all kind of bummed out.
Blows.
So the team that originally beat them, um, they were actually in the championship game today, but they actually lost to a team that is from Las Vegas.
That's
So
crazy.
what's well, so I was actually still kind of watching the game earlier today because, of course, Vegas, right? Represent.
Yeah.
So we're happy that, in one respect, I am happy that the team from Vegas actually won the U.S. championship, and now they compete for the actual World Series title tomorrow. So I'll be kind of watching that game and cheering on Summerlin Little League. Congratulations to you guys. Um,
That's cool.
Tuesday, though, I checked in to work at about 7 a.m. I did
Hmm.
not leave work until uh, 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoon.
Why?
So, what's going on with our company is we are kind of purchasing a smaller competitor. Well, actually, it's one of our distributors, and they
Uh-huh.
needed a rush, or they're trying to close this deal because the owner is actually losing a lot of money. And so we got the opportunity to purchase this business, and they needed to get some numbers done right away before today, actually. So Tuesday, I ended up working all night, just taking a look at these numbers and trying to figure out what is a fair price or a fair purchase price for this business. And so that's what I was took me all night to do because they have over 3,000 items in their inventory, and that was the big negotiating point.
Interesting.
So,
So
yeah,
you stayed there the whole entire time with no sleep?
I maybe got like 20 minutes of sleep in my office chair.
You're just working yourself too hard, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, they did give me a big fat bonus. So,
Did you at least get to go home and sleep the whole day the next day since you stayed so long? Or did you actually have to go back into work the next day?
well, me leaving at 7 o'clock at 4 p.m. was the full work day on Wednesday. So, and then Thursday, I still kind of checked in, but they told me how appreciative they were that I did all of that because now they got negotiating power.
Well, that's a plus, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes on Monday when they hear back from the owner. Eh, how in the world can you work on numbers with no sleep? Shelby asked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to. I can't even quilt with no sleep. I start
Well,
getting tired and it looks like the sloppiest stuff ever.
Shelby
Like a
Quilter.
2-year-old can do better.
Shelby, if you can do quilting math, you can work with numbers.
Plus, Eric's like a master at it, you know?
Yeah,
He's
nah,
so
I don't think
smart.
so. I don't think so. The running joke in the accounting world and the finance world, well, the joke in the quilting world is what's 2.5 plus 2.5 equal? If you say 5, that's
Uh-huh.
wrong.
Oh, am I supposed to be answering 4.5?
Well, so I figured somebody would get the answer. So in the quilting world, yes, 2.5 plus 2.5 is actually 4.5. But in the world of accounting and finance, if you ask that to an accountant, if they say, what do you want it to be? That's how you know they're a good accountant. So just like quilting, accounting, you can kind of be exact, but you kind of fudge it a little along the way to make the numbers jive the way you
Work.
want it to be. Oh, hey, Donna. That's handmade by Ying.
Hi, Donna.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. um, Judy says that's the way accountants' minds work. Yeah, pretty much. I need to keep track of how much I'm actually sewing because I know I cut more. But then again, I can always
If
use
you
a
have any
HST.
extras, it's good for scrap.
Yeah.
The only thing counting will help you do is not make too many extra and take your time, too much extra time while cutting everything. Then all of a sudden you have spent all that extra time on stuff that you didn't even need, at least for this project.
Well, if I have that much extra, I can always put a block together and just throw it on the back of the quilt. Denise asks, does that mean you're cooking the books? Sort of. Let's see. I would say it's not a full-on boiling pot, but it's a simmer a little bit. Okay. And Judy says she's an accountant too. Okay, Judy. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, looks like we lost Tiffany again. Okay, she'll check back in. Uh, that always happens when you have the orphan blocks left over. Yep, that's
Okay.
exactly right.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I brought it closer now, so I was reaching too far. Good stretch, but I mean, come on now. Whew.
Okay, let's do some of the pink.
Oh, this is the weirdest thing right here. Let me come up close to the camera. See it? See where the brown goes straight from one block to the other and it matched?
Oh, wow.
I didn't plan that. I just laid it and it went straight across.
Huh.
So weird, right? Huh.
Well, sometimes you don't plan those things, but they turn out anyway.
Yep.
Happy accident. Da, 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 da. Okay. So any news or updates about Alaska?
Mm. There's still spots available. There are still spots available.
Did they
All right,
actually tell you how many people are going or how many people signed up?
yes,
Oh, wow.
yes. I know. I think I don't know exactly how many because I don't pay attention to it, but Scott probably know. But I'm not gonna ask. All right, those two are done. Let's put that. I gotta remember which one is which. I might as well just attach them
Thank you, Jojo.
to the design and the book. All right. You guys are gonna see my progress because I gotta figure out what side what goes where. I think this one is the left wing. Yes. So this one goes above. Let's move that. I think that's left. Pull this down.
Hey, Jim
That
Bennett.
there. Place this there. And then look at the book and make sure it's correct.
That looks right.
Yep. Yep. And yep. Okay. I shall sew this on and then do the other one. Ooh, a lot of the seams line up here too. No wonder they say press open, like you said. I just press right or left, but no big deal. If they nest up, they nest up. If not, oh well.
Right now, I'm just kind of finger pressing the seam open.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to spend time doing all that.
Well, I'm kind of doing it so that I know that I actually sewed the half square triangle because I've been known to double sew them.
That works.
Okay, so if you were to do this quilt again, although we're still working on our first version, what would you do differently?
I would use all one color for everything.
Yeah, me too.
I would just make the whole butterfly, like the insides out, all like I'd use all reds for both sides, and have a red butterfly with all shades of red.
Yeah, not purple.
Well, I'm just using red as a whatever. You know that my purple pile is pretty much almost all of it is little tiny scraps. I don't think it's going to be enough for to do this, but
Hmm.
I would do purple, yes. But then I do make a lot of purple stuff. A red butterfly would look cool. All right.
I think I would do it all in blue and green.
Oh, that would be nice. I wasn't even trying, and some of my seams matched up. Look at that.
Oh, did
It
they?
makes it look really good when it matches like almost every single seam. There's one that's like off an eighth of an inch. The rest of it, literally all. I'm so excited, and I wasn't even penning or paying attention. Just laid it on top. All right. That section is together. I'm not going to hang it back up because I got to put it over on the other side of the room. So there's the top part of the butterfly.
Ooh, that turned out great.
At least the left, is that the, yeah, this is the left side. Lay that on the floor. Let's make sure the right side is good. Goes this way, right? Definitely have to have something to lay it out on. And this goes this way.
You didn't do boho heart, did you?
Huh? What?
Did you make a boho heart?
A boho heart? No, I quilted one. Well, I quilted like five, but I just recently quilted one for someone.
Oh.
That's another thing that's really weird. I don't know. Well, you don't quilt for other people, but I find it. I load quilts for other people, and my memory is really bad because of my MS. So I don't really sometimes remember things properly.
Hmm.
And I'll look at a quilt and go, did I just quilt that or did I make it? And then I'll later on go, yeah, I think I made one of those already. When people ask, have you made a blah, blah, blah? I'm like, I think so. But then in turn, it was actually, I just quilted it for someone. It wasn't actually me making it. Or I bound it and quilted and bound it and everything. So I remember it as, well, yeah, I finished it. So I guess I did. That was part of making it.
I just lost Bob and Chicken. Oh well. Time to change it out.
Okay, I need to sit for this because for some strange reason, it's not working. Standing. It's yanking too much on this side.
Hi, Cara. Barb McKinley says, I'm working on I Spy canning jar quilt for my great granddaughter. And Judy says she would make it again and she would stay warm in the mental institution. And Cara is working on her butterfly quilt. She says she just got done with the body and she's doing it in the rainbow colors as well. So you're ahead of me. I guess I'm
We're
just
all
the
ahead
sl
of you. You just
oh
are
yeah,
slowpoke. And
yeah,
the funny thing is you have the fast machine.
true. Can you imagine? Well, yeah, you can imagine because I used to sew on your Pinto.
Yeah, that Pinto is the slowest machine I think I've ever owned. I can't believe I spent a year, almost a year and a half before I got this Juki. Well, not this specific one, but my previous TL 2010Q. I spent a year on that little slowpoke thing. Yeah, I really suffered through that. Because now that I got the Juki, I'm like, I need something faster than this now. If I had to go back to a little slowpoke machine for a while, oh, I would go crazy.
You honestly should get this machine.
I want to, but obviously right now my budget says I can't unless I win it. But where am I going to win it? Because I haven't entered anything. I don't know when Sewing Machines Plus is doing their thing again. And I haven't won in the last like 2 years.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah, they still do it.
Oh,
All right. Here's the top part of the right wing.
ooh, pretty.
Yes. All right. Now to build some more. I'm moving on to section 6. Oh my goodness, there's so many pieces.
Doing those log
I
cabins took
must
me forever.
pay attention to this one. All right, here we go. Starts with this. Then it has well, shoot. What do I got? What do I got? Goes into greens on bottoms. Oh yeah, I was replacing that with blues because I made the wrong colors.
So Joanna Reed is asking, Eric, how often are your Zooms and can anyone join in? Yes, anyone can join in. I do host a Zoom once a month, usually on the first Saturday afternoon from 12 p.m. to whenever we go or however long we go for. Um, from time to time, because of scheduling conflicts, I do have to postpone it to like the second Saturday of the month, but it's usually once a month on the first or second Saturday. Today was just a bonus one in which I did an additional Zoom call because, well, today's my birthday. So I figure I want to stay home and just sew. And if I'm doing that, I might as well turn on the Zoom and have others join me, in which there was a handful of us on the Zoom call today, and we were just kind of chatting away, um, having a good old time, and just working on whatever projects we got. And usually, what happens on Zoom stays on Zoom. So we kind of share about things that we don't normally talk about on YouTube lives like this. So yep. If you're interested in joining, send me an email at treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. We'll get you on the email list for the next one. And a few of the participants are actually in this chat, so you guys can chime in to see or let them know what you think of the Zooms.
Okay, I have to go back to my drawing board because I didn't make enough yellow half square triangles. Apparently, I made more blue than anything, and I really would prefer this all to be yellow. Where's that going to go anyway? Oh, this goes all the way on the other side. Okay.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes. Don't know what I'm gonna do though. I've been working and been on Zoom calls all day today. But I will do something special for myself. Yes.
What size? What size? I don't even remember what size these are supposed to be. I'm gonna cut anyway. Ay, ay, ay. Apparently, I can't see the fold in the fabric either. I just cut everything the wrong direction because I wasn't paying attention to the fold. I'm gonna make a bunch more half square triangles in yellow real quick though.
And I
Ay,
cut this fabric wrong. Scrap pile.
I gotta look at these half square triangles again. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, they need to be cut that big.
Cara says she would love to do this quilt again with batiks, and I would pick a
Oh, that
different
would be pretty.
block. I would pick a different block besides the wheels, probably a Louisiana pinwheel block. Ooh, I didn't think of that. That's a great idea. I'm not looking forward to those wheels.
Actually, they weren't that bad. I did screw up and I had to improvise on the big wheel. So when I made it and put it together, it did not come out the size it said. So I cut it down completely and added a border around it because it didn't come out like it was supposed to, according, and that was on both of them. They came out the wrong size. So just know what step was that? It's the small, is this the small wheel? Let's see. Yeah, it's the small wheel on the last and final block before you start putting it together. It
Uh-huh.
doesn't come out that the size it's supposed to. It comes out a different size. So I had to trim it properly to add more.
Why does my thread keep breaking? Okay. Let's see if this is gonna trim that off. Roll that up into a ball. Got a little bit of thread. Okay, we're back in business. Yes, Kim. I do tend to forget that my mic is on, especially on those Zoom calls. So I will say something that'll catch people off guard.
Because you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, and I forget that the mic is on. So
I do it all the time.
it's a good thing. I was telling everybody it's a good thing that this camera is stationary and I can't move it because I would be the type of person that would carry the camera into the bathroom.
Ugh. I've taken the mic into the bathroom doing a live stream before. I don't think anybody heard me tinkling though.
Hello, Nancy Evans. Yes, Jean. Um, I've gotten in trouble before, especially on a work call on a Zoom where I forgot to turn off my mic and I said something, and that person heard it. Wow, this thread is
I'm
so
in the
light I
process of
can barely
cutting
even
out.
see it.
I'm back to the half square triangles just like you, just so that I can have the right amount of pieces for this darn thing.
Kara says she doesn't like circle blocks. Reminds her of putting in a sleeve when I would sew clothes for her kids.
Hmm. Those- You know, it's really funny. I didn't make any of my half square triangles out of the stripes fabrics because I knew they wouldn't land properly.
I always have a problem trying to get the direction correct.
For stripes.
Yeah, well, for any printed pattern, really.
All right, I'm hoping this is going to be the right amount of half square triangles in this colorway, though.
Does anyone else out there press seams open,
Not me.
or am I the only one?
You are not the only one. I get a lot of quilts in for long arm quilting that have pressed open seams.
Actually, I kind of do a combination of both. I guess it just depends on what I'm sewing. I do find though, I get a little bit more accuracy if I press it open.
I find that I get flatter pressing open. I get more accuracy left to right and nesting the seams so that they lock together.
Yeah.
That's just me.
If I'm sewing just straight up squares like a 9 patch or a 4 patch, then yeah, I tend to get a little bit more accurate if I press the seam over. But if I'm sewing like a pinwheel, that center that center point is, I find it easier for me if I actually press the seams open. But I still struggle to make that center point work. Hello, Flicky Chicky. Denise says I wouldn't take my phone in there because I thought it was Jeremy thing to do. Now that I'm older, subject to falling, I'm rethinking that. That's actually a pretty good idea. Hmm.
I take my phone in the bathroom in case I fall. I also like to sit and play games while I'm doing my business.
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't stay long. I mean, it goes pretty quick, but if you're really already playing the game, just continue on playing when you get in there. But even when I shower, because I have my shower chair and handlebars and everything, but if I do fall, Scott recently fell in the shower like, I don't know, 2 months ago because the
Really?
floor gets slick. Yeah, the floor in the shower itself. I have a roll-in, well, you see my bathroom. It's a roll-in shower for wheelchairs. But I'm telling you, if you don't scrub that floor and the soap away after every single shower, it gets so slick. And he went to step in one day and just slip, bam, straight onto the ground.
Ouch.
So I
Ouch.
take my phone in case that happens, but I don't take it in the actual shower. I just put it on the counter in the bathroom. Back in my days of singing in the shower, I'd take my phone in there and put the music on so I could sing in the shower. I don't do that anymore. Ever since Valley Fever, I don't sing much anymore. And when I do, it's silly, which you already know because you've been on road trips with me.
Hmm.
I don't use a true singing voice like I used to.
And half the time I'm kind of guessing, what song is this? Orange, orange.
I have officially made another 18 half square triangles just because I needed the colorway.
Well, that was fast.
Well, I'm cutting them now, but they're all sewn. Everyone says that was fast, but you know what? When I'm alone and it's just me and there's no camera on me, all this goes faster because I don't have to stop and explain or anything. So right now I'm working at my normal speed because I'm not on my camera, I'm on yours. So I can quilt or sew or make things, my normal people make, my normal people mode. However, I do it off camera.
Guys, we should play a game. Let's distract Tiffy so she slows down.
That's not gonna happen.
Mm,
Once I'm on a mission, I'm on that mission.
yeah.
My mission is to finish this quilt because I'm anxious to see how the whole thing is gonna look. These little quadrants and stuff that I'm making, it doesn't give me nothing. I need to see it all. I really, really just, you know. And then I want to quilt it, but I can't because a bunch of jobs came in. So I got to get those done before I do it. And I got one of mine on the long arm right now getting custom quilted. So it's taking a time. And I couldn't quilt for 2 days. Well, I shouldn't be doing this today either, but I couldn't quilt for 2 of the days because my eyes were so blurry and hazy because of the MS flare. And they're still blurry and hazy, but they're not as bad. So I'm actually able to like see. Oh, I just can't see up close. Not very well, at least. I'm making it work. So,
Blicky Chick
what can we
says
talk about?
someone whined to her doctor on call today that she was in a t-shirt and running skirt after I was clocked out.
Interesting,
At that point, you just tell that person to mind their own business.
right? Too many people in the world are in everybody's business these days, and that's why the world seems like it's going to crap.
Mm,
Everybody wants to be in everybody's business. Everybody wants to, you know, make everybody believe other things that they don't need to because it's whatever. It's just whatever. This world has gone whack. Had to go back to the 80s. It was so much calmer.
I was actually watching I don't know why I went down this rabbit hole, but I was watching one of those YouTube shorts where they expose or they kind of show the Karens.
Oh, I've seen a lot of those.
So this one lady, she was complaining to this guy, and all he did was just park next to her, and she was yelling at him that he parked too close to her car. He parked in two stalls away from her, and yet that was still too close to her car.
And all she did was complain.
Yep. And then, of course, she had to scream,
Crazy.
"Stop, stop, stop videotaping me."
I've been watching videos about Karens that are crashing into people and running from the scene. They'll stay in their car. Oh, I don't need to stay for this. I'm just going to call my insurance, and then takes off after the other person's car is totaled and they're hurting.
Oh,
There's
gosh.
videos like that all over the place right now. I'm like, seriously? Some of them are dude Karens, you know, but a dude Karen is a dude Karen. Whoever even thought of the term a Karen? Because all the Karens I know are nice. I
Right?
mean, seriously, who thought that up?
What what do you call a male Karen? Carl
Or John?
or John?
I don't know. John sounds more better, but honestly, I'm not 100%. I don't know. You'd have to Google it, or Alexa can tell you. My iron
Oh,
turned
dude,
itself off.
Karens are Brian's. Okay.
A Brian.
Brian.
I haven't really known that many nice Brians, so I guess that works. I didn't know that. Don't be a Brian. That doesn't sound right,
Um, doesn't have the same ring as a Karen.
right?
But then again, I wouldn't want to be called Karen anyway because of that.
I know if my name was Karen and everybody, you know, because of that whole don't be a Karen thing. I'd probably
Yeah.
change my name to Kareen or, something different. It's still
Okay,
the same, but
Kevin.
not. Or use my middle
Kevin.
name instead.
Kevin would make more sense.
Yes, a Kevin. That sounds more, you know, a Karen and a Kevin. All right, all
Growing.
18 of these half square triangles are done, pressed, and ready for me to insert. All right, here we go.
Well,
Back to the
Kevin
book.
or Corey or Ken. Sorry, Corey.
Hmm,
I meant to say
I
Ken.
don't know. I would just say a Jane and a John, you know, same as they are when they're dead and unidentified. Each file, each file, each file, one for each file, each file, one, 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 and one. All right, here we go. Now, maybe this will work. So it's showing that there. Move that down. And one of these.
Oh, Judy Abernathy says no. Let's go back to the 50s. Nobody had cell phones, etc. Took weeks to find out what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
I would go back to the 50s just for the music.
I think I would like to be in the 1800s.
Really?
Although I would never survive. Even Scott says I would never survive in those, you know.
I don't know if I could
Well,
survive in the 1800s.
I would be the, damsel in distress. Everybody would be saving me. Okay, this block. Ugh, you know, what goes there? What goes there? A tiny log cabin goes this here. Ah, then we start having green. I am looking at this book
Hmm.
all wrong. Green, another green, then three greens, one, two, three, one, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, one, one, two. I'm gonna change that yellow out for this yellow.
I know I got another
Oh,
red. There it is. Okay. There's a bunch of oranges,
all right,
purples,
that's gonna have to do.
got the black, got the pink. I need another one of these pinks.
Then circle. Let's put the other one in this
One,
file.
two.
That way. Then the circle. Then the arrow
There's
thingy.
that.
Then the bigger block. Then the yellow plus sign. Then the green plus sign. Then the Yellow. Is that a yellow? It looks like a yellow. Looks like a yellowish green. Look at this one there. Down like that. And this next to it. Holy moly. Whew.
Is that the middle section?
It's where the yellow starts turning into the green. All right, now to repeat, but the opposite way. So it would be this one.
Let's organize these pieces. Licky Chick says she remembers the mid 80s, mid to late 80s. She has no desire to relive that hellscape. Ah.
I messed it all up again. What am I doing here? I just made all those half square triangles and I used them all on the top piece. Orange. Ay, ay, ay. I'm just gonna cut this however I feel like it. One, two, three, four, and five. Oh, that's supposed to be four. Because this piece goes right here. And then
Oops.
second row, and this goes underneath here, underneath those three. And the green goes up to this right here. Oh, I need another one of
Okay, I totally sewed that off, but
these.
we're going to make this
What
one
did you
work.
do?
Mary says this pattern seems complicated. I don't think I would have the patience for it. It's actually not.
It's not the putting it together part that I'm doing right now is a little more. You just have to pay attention to the book.
Yeah.
Oh, it's two. Then a single, which is this one.
And again, the blocks are not that difficult. They're
Two.
pretty common things that you would do. Well, with the
They are. They're
exception of the
pretty
wheel.
easy.
But then if you're not comfortable with curved piecing, then you can always substitute it with another block. So Denise is asking, as a man of a certain age, which decade would you say you've enjoyed the most so far? Hmm. Oh boy. You know, for various reasons, I would enjoy the 70s because of the music, disco music, hey. um, 80s because it was a much simpler time.
Yeah.
90s was a decade where I was just kind of coming into my own. That was a lot of growing up to do. The 2000s, mm, maybe that would be the one decade I could skip over.
2000s for me. I was just having a bunch of kids. All right. I'm going to look at this 5 times before I start sewing it together to make sure. Up, 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 up. Seems like there's too many of those too close together. Oh, put that there. That's not going to work. Let's put this guy.
Seems like you used up a lot of green.
Yeah, I did, but I think the most color I used honestly was yellow. My yellow pieces are very small. So what I have left, I mean.
And yes, Cara, there are 136 half square triangles in this.
Oh yeah, the half square triangles is madness for this. But guess what? I managed to make it through and made quite a few extra. I made 18 extra just so that I could fix my mistakes. All right, now sew this together and not mess it up. The book says to do that first. I'm going to build the top one and the left one and the right one at the same time, I think. That way I don't mess up at all. You know? Sure getting my steps in today, though, when I decided I wanted to stand to do all this. The only thing I need to sit for is attaching the rows. That's 1, 2, 3.
Flicky Chick says the 80s and 90s were bad decades for her.
I liked the 80s. Everything was simple and easy. The 90s, I rocked the 90s. I wish I had a picture in here. I'd show you guys. I had a shaved head. I was bald. I wore all sorts of funky rainbow and camouflage together, or I wore muumuus. I liked to wear muumuus, and I already had piercings everywhere and tattoos, and yeah, I was just so awesome. And I skateboarded even. Yep, I was a skateboarding girl.
And then she says the 2000s were establishing myself while running wild, but it was fun. Okay. Denise says, yeah, 2000s were very happy Y2K didn't happen.
The 2000s were baby making years for me. After 2010, it was just all medical problems. So I'd rather go back to before 2010. Actually, medical problems started before that, but they started getting worse in 2010. Oh, you stupid machine.
Okay, so which decade actually do you think had the best music?
The 90s.
90s?
But then the the 60s and 70s did also because I like classic rock, but I do listen to a lot more alternative rock and 90s stuff. I even like 90s rap better than any of the new stuff.
No,
Like I
that's
just can't
true.
do any of that.
Yeah.
Like it's so dumb. It's all the bad word this and bad word that, N word this, N word that nowadays. Like this, the music just sucks. There's no good rap music anymore. It's just horrible talking about killing people and raping people and all that stuff. It's just not my kind of music anymore. If they could just have the beat without the words, that'd be great. You know? But no, people gotta talk their dumbness. So I don't listen to any nowadays stuff.
Any Elvis fans here?
Yeah, that's what my chest tattoo music notes are supposed to be.
Kim says 50s, 60s, and 70s. Claudia says the 40s and the 50s. And Judy says the 70s. I would agree with that. You know something I learned about my mother? She was a huge Beatles fan, which was quite a shock for me and my brothers to find out. And the way we found out was we took her to a Las Vegas show that was doing the Beatles like impersonations, and she could sing
Mhm.
all the songs.
That's cool.
And it got to the point where we were being more entertained by my mom than watching the actual performers. I mean, and Flicky Chick says, I enjoyed 90s and 2000s metal. Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Yes.
Yes. I would agree with that. Nirvana, hello.
Metallica. Hello.
Metallica.
Ace. I'm trying to think. Oh my gosh, the words ain't coming to me. Um, Slipknot. Oh yeah. Let's see. Who else? I can't
Were you
think.
a Sublime fan?
Brain fart. Yes.
I loved it.
I saw Foo Fighters in concert when I was young. Um, I saw, oh, I'm trying to think of all the concerts I went to when I was a young one. Is that scene going that way? Um, Trying to think. Oh, I saw Live in concert.
Never heard of them.
Lightning crashes, an old mother dies, blah, 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 blah. Her princess falls to the floor. You've never heard that one? Okay,
No.
never mind. You've heard it. If it plays on the radio, you would know it. And
Creed.
I like Creed.
Did I just cut this wrong?
Smashing Pumpkins. I like Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, cut that short. Ah, well. Well, I used to like Creed for just because I was so in love with the lead singer.
Ah, I see. Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park. Wow.
That comes a lot on my 90s radio that I listen to a lot.
What was that song? With Arms Wide Open? I'd
That's
be like, yes,
that's
baby.
that's Creed. I think
Pink Floyd. Wow, I haven't heard that one in
that's
a
good.
while.
Yeah, but that's like 70s. I'm trying to think of I still can't think of the other concerts I went to, but I've been to a bunch of concerts. It all goes up and goes down.
You know what my first concert actually was?
Hmm.
Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yeah. It was his History album, and the only US stop that he did on that tour was in Hawaii.
That's cool.
Of course, this was the time when he was being accused of the molestation charges.
Oh,
So,
yeah. There's both. And
but I will not regret going to that concert.
let's this.
And Cynthia Kirk says she would love to go back to the early 80s when her girls were babies. Simpler times, huh?
I'd just like to go back to before 2023 when one of my babies disappeared from the earth.
Oh, has it? Wow, has it been 2 years?
Hmm.
Donna Monsoon says her favorite back in the day was Pink Floyd and still is.
Like a couple, well, not a couple, like maybe about 7 years ago or whatever, when Alexa still lived here. Um, we were down having a mom and kid day, and we were in Laughlin, and Leonard Skinnard was playing, and I called Scott. I was like, "Yep, I think for Mother Daughter Day we're going to go to a Leonard Skinnard concert." And then Alexa's like, "But isn't the only song that I know is Sweet Home Alabama or something like that?" I was like, "Yeah, what other songs do we know? Is it even their song?" If you hear the music, you remember it, but when it's like right there on the spot and we're gonna, spend $150 each ticket, like, do we even know the songs? We never even went, but it was kind of cool that we were gonna go. Plus, we wouldn't have even been close to the stage for that kind of ticket at that, because it was short notice kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we would have been out in the outskirts, and it's just what it sounds.
A friend of mine once, when I first moved to Los Angeles, Tina Turner was doing her final tour, and he calls me up at 4 in the afternoon. Concert is at 7. He calls me up. He says, Eric, I have an extra ticket. Do you want to come with me to the Tina Turner concert? And I'm like, okay. We had floor seats, kind of like in the 10th row. And I'm like, how the heck did you score these tickets? Apparently, he actually waited to purchase those. And that was the night I finally realized that I know a lot of Tina Turner songs.
You
That was also the night
know
where
what I
half
used to listen to
what?
when it comes to females? Janet Jackson and Paula Abdul.
Oh my gosh.
My
I'm a
first
huge
husband was
Janet
with
fan.
Paula Abdul in the 80s. I was like, interesting. What's she like?
I love Janet. What was funny was when we went to go and see Tina Turner, we also saw every single drag queen from West Hollywood show up at that concert.
Dude, I figured they would come down from what is it, San Francisco? A lot of them live in San Francisco, you know,
Yeah.
especially back then. All right, let's get these guys together. One, two, three.
Yes, Zaza, she actually was very good in concert. Even what, she was pushing 70 at the time, and she still could put on a show. Still with those high heels. And of course, when she came out with Proud Mary, all of us were singing along and dancing with her. Yeah, that was a fun night. How did I cut this short?
Are you
Nope.
still on the half square triangles?
Uh-huh. There we go. Almost
Are you
done.
still doing them one at a time?
Nope. Well, kind of, sort of, because I already double sold one of them.
Oops. Please go to the left.
I'm just taking my time because I'm enjoying the process.
I'm enjoying the process too, but I don't need to take my time to do that. The one thing I do slow. You want to guess what the one thing I do slow is?
Binding?
No, not it's not in life. It's an in life in general thing that I do slow. Everything
Oh,
else I do fast, but one thing I do slow. Want to know what it is?
what?
Eating. I eat slow. I take
Oh,
forever. I'm always the last one to be done.
that's true.
I like to enjoy my food. Unless it's
Well,
bacon. That's the only thing I eat fast. And that's because it's great when it's fresh and hot. When it starts getting all sit there forever, it's not that good.
was the tuna show in November 2000? No, it was, I think, June of 2008 at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Oh, Christy Amis says she loves Kiss.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know any, I don't think I know any of their songs.
I'd be able to sing it if it came on the radio. I can't name songs. That's one thing I don't know how to do.
Hmm.
Except for Zombie by the Cranberries, because that was my favorite song forever and ever and ever and ever. And
Zaza
she's dead
says,
now.
Zaza says, my bridesmaid's mother never forgave me because she missed the Rolling Stones for her wedding, and it was 25 years later before she got the chance to see them.
You know, the young people these days don't even know any of that music. I raised
Nope.
my kids, though, listening to it all, so they know it all. But like when Cyrus died and I had his playlist for all his music and stuff, the things that he had, it was all 90s alternative rock, heavy metal, things that I listened to, you know, which was kind of weird. Now they've changed their tastes these days, they do listen to other things, but since they've gotten older on their own. But back in the day, And if you still put it on the radio now or on a, CD player or whatever now, they'll know all the songs. Nowadays, kids, they don't know nothing. They think all the crud they listen to is good.
Well, they think a lot of this, like younger generations, they think that, or they don't realize that some of the music that they're listening to is just remakes of old stuff.
Yep, it is. Exactly.
Beach Boys.
There's an oldie.
There's an oldie.
You know who I liked that kind of had the same tone as Beach Boys is Weezer. You remember the band Weezer?
I've heard of them. I've never heard their
The lead
music
singer
though.
kind of sounded like Beach Boys guys. They sing that song, "If you want to destroy my sweater, whoa, 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 hold the thread and walk away, whoa, whoa, whoa." Yeah, that's what they sing. Anyways, the tone in their music is like Beach Boys.
Peter, Paul, and Mary? Are they actually a real band?
Yeah, but that's like really old.
I did not
That's
know
been in
that.
a thing that Scott and I do on trivia. That was one of the answers to one of the questions. We didn't even know it though, because it didn't sound right, but true or not, it was true. Oh, and now I'm at a bottom. Oh, figure. Oh, oh, oh. My machine is a disaster in there, but I am not cleaning it right now. I
I
was
gotta
using the
change the
Oracle for
oil
a
on this
while.
chain. I haven't changed the
I was using
oil
the,
on this for almost a year now.
I've never changed the oil on mine, the the industrial, because I don't use it enough.
Yeah.
To have to, there's dust in there though. Whatever. As long as it stays lubed, right? All right.
Peter,
Oh,
Paul, and
I did
Mary.
this section.
They sang Puff the Magic Dragon. Oh, that's them?
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
had
don't get
no
that in my
idea.
head.
I remember when we went to the Little League World Series, at every single game, the one song that they always had to play, Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline.
And everybody has to do that dun dun dun.
Yeah. Okay. All the parts and pieces are together. Now putting them together all the way. I think section 6 and section 8 are probably the hardest ones to put together, it looks like. Because I didn't have
And I
much of a
broke thread
problem
again.
with the other ones. What kind of thread are you using?
It's the bobbin thread because I'm still trying to get rid of the Aurifil. The top thread's fine.
Ah,
And I didn't wind this bobbin very well, so
That's one thing. Is yours is built on the machine too, right?
yep.
Bobbin winder. That's one thing on mine that doesn't work properly because I didn't get it correct or something. I don't know. I think I need an external bobbin winder for that machine.
Well, fortunately, when I bought the Moxie, it came with the external bobbin winder, so I just used that.
Yeah, but I don't want to load these ones hook differently, the bobbins for the industrial one I have, and they don't hook onto the center thingamabobber for the long arm. Sorry, the words weren't coming to my mouth as fast as I was thinking them.
Doobie Brothers. Ooh, that's a blast from the past.
For sure.
Remember those commercials from like Time Life magazine where they sold the albums of the greatest hits?
Yeah, I have an Eagles greatest hits album from that.
Yeah. I used to always watch those commercials and then I would sing along. And that's the only section of the song that I knew.
That's funny.
Okay, this bobbin is done for. I've just got to take all the thread out. There it is. And we just got to wind another one because this is pretty darn bad. And it's jammed in there. Uh, let's see. Eagles, Hotel California.
Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Yeah. My mind is Tiffany twisted. She's got a Mercedes Benz. A lot of pretty boys that she calls friends.
For
I
those
hate
of
them
you,
to shit. Oh, sorry, I like that. So
actually, they were singing about a real hotel that was named Hotel California. That was in Los Angeles, of all places.
whoa, stay standing up, Iron. Don't need you to burn my house down. I'm sorry for everybody this whole entire time. I can't see the chat. I'm standing to sew, so I don't see nothing. I'm nowhere near the chat, except for in the beginning. I was next to it, but that's it. Oh,
Moody Blues, Night in White Satin. I remember that song. That was one of the songs on the Time Life magazine commercials. Nights in White Satin. Stairway to Heaven. Oh gosh, that's a classic.
I used to be able to play that whole song on my guitar. I still have my guitar, by the way.
Really? I've never seen it.
Yep. It's hiding in a closet in a nice, comfy, cushy bag. I have a Fender Stratocaster Squire Special Edition.
Wow.
Got it when I was a very young age, like 11 or something, and I've had it since then. It's kind of, trashed a little because, I love to just be loud and obnoxious with it.
Hmm.
But I was raised in a family of guitars, drums, pianos, all of it. So I knew how to play until MS was getting worse and I couldn't, and arthritis kicked in and I couldn't hold my fingers on. I can still play songs though. I could play some Nirvana songs and some other stuff. It just hurts to play. That's all. All right, I'm going to sew my sections on now.
And
All right,
I
let's
am
grab left
unwinding
and
this
grab right.
bobbin.
Okay, let's see what side goes to what. That one goes to not this side. That one goes to this side, I think. Press down a little bit. Make sure I got it right. Of course, sew it on. Ah, yep, I see why I needed more orange. I'm so glad I made those extra pieces. Okay, that looks right.
That looks good.
Yeah, that's the correct direction. All right, I'm gonna sew that one on and then put the other one in its correct direction.
Do do do. Okay, time to wind the bobbin. Time to wind the bobbin.
I should play for you guys. Yeah. If my somehow have a hand miracle where my fingers don't hurt like they do, maybe.
Does Scott play?
Nope,
Not musically inclined?
nope, not at all. When I first met him, I still had a keyboard too.
Really?
Well, yeah, I can play piano too. You didn't
I
know
did
that?
not know that.
I actually played piano on a live stream once, a
Oh,
long time
did
ago,
you?
before I got rid of it. Yeah, trying to remember how long ago it was. It could have been a deleted video by now too, though. But yeah, I played it on a video. So the people that have been at my channel the longest, my long timers, they probably have seen it. But I played piano and sang. I could probably freshen up and play. I'd have to play on the side for a little while before I even tried in front of an audience. Because I don't want to be sucky right out the gate. Embarrass myself more than I already do 90% of the time. Only because I'm crazy. But everybody knew that.
What am I going to do when you're done and I'm still sewing? I'm still going to complete the quilt. We probably won't do a live session, but um, I'm still going to keep going.
Yep, he's going to keep going, and I'm going to make sure of it.
Jeff will
I
probably
will
have the
bug
whole
him and
thing
bug him.
quilted, bound, and put together. And I'm still be sewing my half
Excellent.
square triangles.
Yep. All right, now to make sure I get this one on correctly. I only have a few more sections to sew together, but they don't make long strips like the ones that I'm making now. They're not the lengthy sections. Oh, which way does this go? Goes this way. Oh man, that one touches that one. Oh well, we're gonna make it work.
That purple looks really good.
It does. This whole thing is gonna look really good. Wait till the blue is attached. But I gotta finish the greens before I can get started on the blues. Because I think I have one or two more sections of green to go. Yeah, no, one more section of green to go, and then the rest is all blues. Because my next one is section 7. So I'm going to assume by next Saturday I'll be able to get the rest of it together, if not having it done before then, and just add borders or something. I probably won't be able to quilt this for another 10 years if I keep having work.
What are you down to now? And with quilt tops?
Oh, well, I just added 2 more. I filmed a video that will be out on Thursday. Yeah. So that's there. And then I made on this Thursday that just passed, I made a whole quilt in a live stream. Plus Sunday I'm working on something, but you know, if secret surprises happen, then I probably will work on something else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mary, the Oralfill thread on these high-speed sewing machines, it tends to break real easy. So, um, Oralfill thread in general, if like ever just sewing on a regular domestic, it's fine. I like it. But just for high-speed machines, if I floor the pedal on this machine, it does tend to snap and break a lot.
Are you using the big spools, the giant spools, or the little spools?
The giant spools.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the little spools on this one, and this is a faster machine, they break constantly, like
Yeah.
super constantly. And the weirdest thing is I can use this thread that I've got right now, that I'm because I've used it most of my Orphill, I think. I'm back to my essential thread, and you know what? It's a smaller spool, but it doesn't break as much. Like not much at all. I just come unthreaded a lot because I sew too fast. So I always put the pedal to the metal on the first start and it just knocks it right out of the needle. All right. So here is the whole top portion and getting ready to start into the bottom portion of the butterfly. So I'm gonna put that up so that you can see, and then I'll add this so that they could see, since we don't have very long left. We'll see how this is going to work out. That's what it'll look like. That's at least half,
A quarter.
a quarter, whatever.
Looks
Because
good.
there's still a lot left to go.
Yeah.
The whole
Looks
thing won't
good.
fit on my wall though. I think so. I just got to finish all the greens.
Okay, this is too short.
Yeah, there's no way I can put this up there. Nope, it won't. Anyway, all right, I shall bring this up to me so I can see the chats.
Let's see. We got a couple minutes, guys. So if you guys have any questions about the pattern,
Ask away.
ask away.
Yeah, I tried to stick with the colors of the pattern because I chose Tula fabrics. So mine are like similar. Some of the fabrics are the fabrics, like I said from the beginning, that are in the pattern, you know. But the body itself, I just did in all the, colors, but, just a bunch of different colors. I didn't do the rainbow thing like it shows. I'm also not going to do a top and bottom border like it's showing in the picture. I'm going to just go all the way around the whole thing so that my butterfly is floating. And it's all going to be the same color, not a different color. And then maybe I'll add a Tula print around the whole entire border because I do have a little bit of yardage, Tula yardage that I can add something. Finished size, for those that are asking, is 88 by 94, but mine won't be that, but that's what it's supposed to be. So I just have sections 7, 8, and 9 left to put together. And then put both sides on the top and bottom.
Meanwhile, I'm still stuck doing half square
Triangles.
triangles. Well, I did have to stop because I had to unwind my bobbin and wind up another one.
You only have one bobbin?
I got two, but I don't have an extra spool of thread, so I had to take the one off of the machine to get it on the bobbin winder.
That's why you're supposed to buy 2 of every thread color.
Yeah.
One to wind bobbins and one to have constantly in. Staza wants to know why mine won't be the size of the quilt because, so let me show you the quilt in the picture. See how the quilt comes to the edges of the front? I'm not going to have mine do that. I want mine to be free floating. So I'm going to go out probably 5 or so inches on each side. And then on the top and bottom, it shows a different color border. I'm just going to do the background. So mine will be still a giant square, but I'll get the exact, so that I go up as high as I go wide because I don't want my butterfly touching the edge. I want it to be free floating for more quilting space on the sides. So mine will be, probably 10 or so inches bigger on both directions. So it'll be king size instead of queen. Which would be good.
Did the pattern get harder as you got into it? That's a good question.
For me, no. The layout is, because you got to do a right side and a left side. And the way it's wrote, I mean, it's easy the way it's wrote, but you definitely have to know or remember in your brain which ones are the floating crosses, which ones are the chunky crosses, which ones are the whatevers,
Yeah.
Because some of the blocks look the same. Large log cabin, small log cabin, then there's the even smaller log cabin. I mean, you really just got to go back and forth in the book.
Somebody said when they did the pattern, and I do find some truth to this, it's a little confusing because the cut sizes that they put in the pattern is just for one block. So you do have to kind of pay attention to how many blocks you are making and adjust the number of pieces that you cut.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm taking so long, because I'm cutting, trimming, and pressing as I go. But, and the whole intention was so that I don't make as many mistakes, but we all know that just went right out the door, and I just cut this the wrong size.
Any more questions, you guys, while we're still here for another like 3 more minutes? What am I doing tomorrow? What's tomorrow? It's tomorrow
So
Sunday.
Sundays. So Sunday.
Okay. I think I know what I'm doing. Oh, I still have to finish the quilt that's on the long arm. I gotta get my attention right. What happened earlier today? I don't know how, whatever. I had Scott rolling the frame while I go because the space that I'm quilting is bigger than my throat space. So he'll roll it up and then I'll get to the stop point. I'll stop and then he'll roll again so that I can go the rest of the way and have one continuous line, instead of starting and
Mm-hmm.
stopping.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, every time I kept turning the machine, putting the needle down and then rolling it, putting it down and rolling it, for some strange reason, by the time I went to change, the bobbin needed to be changed, the bobbin thing came out of the case and we could not get it back in. And my tension was messed up. And I
Oh
didn't pick it
boy.
out. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving the messed up because you can't even tell. I mean, you can tell, definitely can tell, but you can't at the same time unless you're really looking for it because there's a lot of stitches in that same spot. So yeah, it was like getting messed up because the spring came out of the bobbin case and wouldn't go back in. Like the little knobbies did not line back up in the hole in the little slots that they go in. It took them forever to get it back together again. And it just popped itself right out, the spring, right out of its little slot.
That's
It's the weirdest thing.
unusual.
Yeah, from going back and forth, start and stop and start and stop and start and stop and constantly back and forth on the machine because I was going up, back down, up, back down, up, back down. You know what I mean? Just
I've
so I could have
never seen a
continuous
bobbin do
stitches.
that though.
Yeah, me neither. It was just the weirdest thing. I was like, why did it pop out? And then when I went to put the new one in, it was too springy. It was just popping it right back. Why is this so loose? That's so weird.
Okay, I'm gonna, oh, broke thread. I'm gonna be trimming for
Well,
days.
we're done anyway. At least for this session.
All right,
Hey,
guys.
look though, I'm half a butterfly. Hey, I'm actually going to have a quilt now that I can stand in the middle of and have wings
Exactly.
pilot
I
for the
was just
first
about to
time
say that.
because I'm small enough to fit and have perfect wings.
It'll be little flappers for me.
Barely fit around your shoulders and head. I'm just kidding.
All right, guys. So it is 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So we try to keep these live sessions to just about 2 hours. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we'll stay tuned because next week we're going to be talking about something. Well, we'll have to arrange for something. And next week is Labor Day weekend. So yeah. Thank you.
So are we
Thank
going to go
you.
on or no?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
that's what I need to talk to you after this. So,
Okay.
all right, guys.
Perfect.
Thank you guys so much.
Alrighty then.
Y'all know what we're going to say. So let's all get
Oh,
out
I
there.
lost you.
Let's
I
create
don't know
something.
what's wrong with my thing today. I'm going to say bye now because it'll
All
just turn
right.
itself off.